Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavarogina Ithaye Sarva Vidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Apara Karuna Sindhu Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Parityajya Maunam Vachadasthitincha Vrajan Bharatasya Pradeshat Pradesham Madhusyandi Vacha Janan Dharma Margenayan Shri Jayendro Gurupadi Jitte Namama Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Saraswati Shri Gurum Vishtamar Darunedaram Sanmati Pradam Sadguru Charanaravindakhya Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has talked about the Atma Jnanam. What is Atma Jnanam? Aham Brahmasmi. The Guru will do the Upadesham of Tattvamasi. The Sishya will understand it as Aham Brahmasmi. Atma Jnanam is like a medicine for the disease of samsara. However, for any medicine to work, it is not only important that we take the medicine, but it is equally, if not more important, that we follow the do's and don'ts that comes along with the medicine. So with any tools, even if you are using a new tool, it is not only important that you have the tool, but it is equally important that even when you have the tool, there will be some do's and don'ts that are associated with the tool. We have to follow those rules and regulations. So for the medicine of Mahavakya to work, the rules, the do's and don'ts are Ragadvesha Vimuktyayistu Vishayanindriyaischaran Atmavashyir Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. The first thing that you have to follow is Vitaraga Krodha. You should not have raga, attachment, and krodha, anger. But raga and dvesha, these are not counted as two entities. There is only one entity called as raga, and krodha is born out of raga. Yayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Janjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodo Vijayate Krodat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibramaha Smriti Brahmshat Buddhinashaha Buddhinashat Pranashyasi. Krishna has already told how raga and krodha, how kama and krodha are interrelated. Bhagavan Krishna has already told. So here he is talking about the prerequisites for jnanam. Why kama and krodha? Why taking care of kama and krodha are important for Atma Jnanam? Talks about that in a couple of shlokas. He says Ragadvesha Vimuktestu Vishayan Indriyaischaran Atmavashyir Videyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. What is the benefit of taking care of your kama and krodha? The benefit of taking care of kama and krodha is a state called as prasadaha. What is prasadaha? I go to Perumal Kovil, Margai Masam, Kalayila, Chuda Pongal, is that prasadam? I go to Chidambaram during Pradosham, Suda Sambhasada, along with Katrika, I go to, is that prasadam? That is also prasadam. But prasadam means samadhanam. The equanimity of mind is called as prasada. In fact, that prasadam is called prasadam because it gives this prasadam. Sakara Pongal, Pulyodarai, Pen Pongal, Katrikai Gutsu is called as prasada. Why? Because that will give the real prasada, which is equanimity of mind. The equanimity of mind. Okay, why should I get the prasada? Why should I get samadhana? Next shloka Krishna says, prasade sarva dukkana anirasyopajayate prasanna chetasa hyashu buddhif paryavatishthate. If you have prasada, state of nirvana, you have when I say state of nirvana, it is not the actual nirvana, but you know, in pop culture they say nirvana state and the state. So when you have equanimity of mind, it helps you think better. Buddhi paryavatishthate. The science, if I can say, of Vedanta is an intellectual one. It is not an emotional one. In our religion, we cater for all sorts of people. As I have already told, as I will also tell numerous times, our dharma is not a one size fits for all approach. Our dharma does not have one size fits all approach. This is the only way to reach Bhagavan. Only if you do the ashrayanam of this person, you will reach heaven. All the other people will reach hell. Only if you take this person as a prophet, you will go to heaven. Otherwise, you will go to hell. Our dharma will not say, our dharma does not say, if anybody says, I follow Sanatana Dharma and state this, better not follow them. Just like how, even in a house, we have different people with different likes and dislikes. One person will like idli, another person will like dosa, another person will like upma, another person will like puri, another person will like pongal. I can never say, okay, this is the only different that I will leave. Everybody has to eat this. Nobody will eat this. Only it is always a minority. Only minority people will like this. Majority of people will hate. In our house, for a simple matter of eating, we have nana vidha abhipraya veda. We have different abhiprayas. What about Bhagavan? What about spirituality? What about philosophy? You cannot just say, okay, this is the only way to reach Bhagavan. No. Our dharma say, okay, if you like doing karma yoga, if you are physically active, go to a temple, clean the temple. Because some people cannot sit in a pravachanam or sit in a puja. They will be physically active. I cannot just ask them to sit and give 2 hours of sermon. Why? They will not be able to listen. But he also has to go to Sadgati. So what the dharma is, okay, go to a temple, do physical work. Pujaki tanni eduthuva. Abhishekadukku tanni eduthuva. Theru porda, theru road ellam poi sari pattuva. For another person who does not like doing physical work, who likes doing meditation, etc., he has got dhyanam. For another person who does not do anything, he likes to hear Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Bhakti liye Navavida Bhakti nu the Bhakti solra Shravanam. I don't like to do anything, I like to hear. Okay, that is one form of Bhakti. Kirtanam, I don't like to hear. On the other hand, I like to talk. Okay, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So there are different types of people. For individual people, we have a customized way to get moksha. So these days, if you go to universities, they talk about customized learning. Previously, it used to be 60% in one class, and all the 60% the teaching is going to be same. But not all the 60 students are same. The teacher is the same, only 1%. 60 students will have different levels. So now the educational parlance, they are talking about customized learning. So it is not going to be 1:60, it is going to be 1:1. But Dharma talks about that 1:1 approach. So, for a person who enters into Vedanta, for the person who is intellectually active, Vedanta is the approach to go. For a person who is emotionally active, Bhakti is the approach to go. So, Bhakti as it is being portrayed in the media, Andal Panna Bhakti, Surdas Panna Bhakti, Kabir Das Panna Bhakti, Meera Bhai Panna Bhakti, Nayanmaragal Panna Bhakti. You don't need to have intellect. What you need to have is emotion. But for a person who is little bit more emotionally mature, intellectually strong, for them, Shastra suggests Vedanta. Because they will not have any ruchi in the emotional type of bhakti. So, if you want to enter into Vedanta, you have to first sit and listen to lectures. If you cannot sit and listen to lectures, nothing will go. Not only that, you have to sit through the lecture, you have to understand. You have to assimilate it. Pura Shariram Naina, Sukha Shariram Naina, Karana Shariram Naina, Tella Terilena, Vedanta Murji Prayojan. So you have to be intellectually active. So what you need to have, your buddhi should be highly evolved. And what is how you can evolve with buddhi? Taking care of your raga and dvesha. That is what Krishna says. Prasade sarva dukkana anirasyopajayate prasanna chetasa yashu buddhih paryavatishthate. But this is what I have already told. I will also tell again. Why we take Gayatri mantra to be the greatest mantra? Because the prayer in Gayatri mantra is, I want a good intellect. Yaha yaha naha prachodayat. I want to have sharpened intellect. The prayer in Gayatri mantra is not give me money, not give me wealth, not give me car, not give me, even it won't even ask give me moksha. It just ask give me sharpen my intellect. That is the prayer in Gayatri mantra. That is why Gayatri mantra is very, very special, because it asks for sharpened intellect. And why do we need sharpened intellect? Because we need moksha as an intellectual pursuit. And here Acharya says, if you do not have buddhi, if you do not have sharpened intellect, you will not get moksha. Nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shantihi ashantasya kuta sukham. For a person who does not have buddhi, nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. For a person, yuktaha means a person who tries. person who tries to control his raga and dvesha. A person who yuktaha, yuktaha, yatihi, is a same meaning. A person who has got mastery over his intellect. Apa ayuktaha, a person who does not have mastery over his intellect. Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya, ayuktasya buddhihi nasti. If you do not have control over your sense organs, for you, your intellect will be not there. The level of intellectual quotient that is needed to go into Vedanta will not be there. He might be highly intelligently evolved. He will have PhD, he will have postdoc, he will have lots of inventions. That is there. But the kind of intellect that you need to get into Vedanta will not be there. Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana. So here bhavana, Adi Shankara translates that as Atma Dhyana. Why? Because he cannot do Atma Dhyana. Because if you want to do Atma Dhyana, you have to remember the teaching. You have to first sit through the teaching, you have to understand the teaching, and you have to remember the teaching. All these three things should be there. Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. All three should be there. But if that person is not intellectually capable, he cannot do Atma Dhyanam. Nacha bhavayatas shanti. If you do not have bhavana, if you do not have Atma Dhyana, you will not have shanti, a peace of mind. Why not? If there are many things that are going to affect my state of mind, how can I have peace of mind? How can I sit in dhyana? I cannot do that. I cannot sit in dhyanam. I cannot have a peace of mind, shanti. And here, ashantasya kutasukam. End the question. Hey, if you do not have shanti, where is the sukham for you? How will you get sukham? Here, sukham means moksha. Get moksha. So, all these things are prerequisites for moksha. Again, he emphasizes this concept with another analogy. Indriyanam hi charata yanmano anu vidhiyade tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam ivambasi. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanaha anu vidhiyade tadasya harati prajnam vayurnavam ivambasi. பாட்டு கண் போன போக்கிலே கால் போகலாமா, கால் போன போக்கிலே மனம் போகலாமா, மனம் போன போக்கிலே மனிதர் போகலாமான்னு ஒரு பாட்டு. அந்த பாட்டுடைய விதை இங்க தான் இருக்கிறது. இந்திரியாணாம் ஈச்சரதாம் யன்மனஹா அனு விதீயதே. That person whose mind goes behind their indriyas. For that person whose mind goes behind their indriyas. Means what? I want to taste this food, but today is Ekadashi, I cannot eat. What will I do now? I will stop. What do you stop? I will stop observing Ekadashi. I will go eat that food. Everybody would have undergone this. I will be in a particular vratam, but there will be something that I really wanted to have. And நமக்கு சோதனைக்குன்னு அது நமக்கு என்னைக்கு விரதம் இருக்கோமோ அன்னைக்கு தான் அதெல்லாம் வரும். அதனால நம்ம என்ன ஆயிடும், விட்டுருவோம். என்னத்தை விட்டுருவோம்? விரதத்தை விட்டுருவோம். இந்த ஒரு நாள் மட்டும் சாப்பிட்டா தப்பு. இது பேர் தான் கோயிங் behind your sense organs. Indriyanam vicharatam yanmanaha anuvidhi. If you have a resolve, your intellect and mind should master your sense organs. For all of us, it is the other way. It is our sense organs who dictate the intellect and the mind. Okay, what is wrong in that? Krishna says, Indriyanam vicharatam yatmanaha anuvidhiyate tadasya prajnam harati. Prajnam, vivekaha. The sense organs will steal. Hara means to steal. Hari, Harani Papam harati iti harihi. Papam harati iti haraha. Hari kiye hari nu perundu, haranu kiye harannu perundu. Rendu perum pavatha nammalta thirudin pedradam. Adanalada avalukku hari nu perundu. So harana to steal artham. So our sense organs will steal your prajna, will steal your intellect. How? Vayurnavamivambasi. I just imagine you are traveling in an ocean. Remember, Shloka has been written about 5,000 years ago during the Dwapara Yuga. At that time, Krishna says, you are going in a ship in an ocean. If you don't have proper control over your ship, if there is a huge wind that blows, a huge cyclone that comes, what will happen to the ship? The ship is like your mind. The wind is like your sense organs. If your mind has got lots of control, you will steer your ship to the proper destination. But if your sense organs, the wind has got control over your mind, then it will be the wind that takes the higher upper hand and the wind will steer the ship towards somewhere else. The ship will not go to your destination. Vayurnavam ivambasi. Vayuhu, wind. Navam, Nava, Navai, Tamil Navai Padaina, Kappal Padaina. Boat is called as Navaha. Ambaha means water. Vayurnavam ivambasi. Ambasi, Navam, Vayu. In the waters, if you have a boat, if the rudders of the boat is not strong enough, if the rudders of the boat is strong enough, then the boat will go to the proper destination. If the rudders of the boat is not strong enough, then it will be the wind that is going to steer the boat in that will result in some other destination. That is why we pray to Amba, we pray to Bhagavan. Why? Steer the boat to a Satyati. It's a great sutta called as Durga Sutta. Jata Vedase Sunupa Masoma Maradi Yato Hitaha Tivedaha Sanam Parishadati Durgani Vishwa Nave Vasindum Duritat Yagni Nave Vasindum Duritat Yagni. Hey, I am in this ocean of samsara. Samsara is often compared to an ocean. I am in that ocean of samsara. Help me steer to cross the ocean of samsara. I am compared to a boat. And this boat is in the ocean of samsara. I have to go to the other side of the ocean. What is the other side of samsara? Moksha. The edge of samsara. Samsara ends in moksha. The ocean ends if it reaches the beach. Right. So the end of ocean is the beach The end of samsara is moksha. And you pray to Ambal that help me steer this boat. Because I know my mind is very, very weak. I know my shortcomings. So, hey Bhagavan, you have to help me in getting over my mind. You have to help me in winning over my mind. That is why our Shastra has given all these vrathams. So if we think about that, all these vratams will place a restriction on your sense organs. All the vratams will place a restriction on our sense organs, so that we understand that even when we don't feed these sense organs, nothing bad is going to happen. Normally, we all will have that fear. What will happen if I don't eat? எனக்கு தலை சுத்துமே, வாந்தி வருமே, மயக்கம் வருமே. 10 நாள் சாப்பிடாம இருந்து பாரு. ஒரு நாள் சாப்பிடாம இருப்பாரு ஏகாதசி. Then you will understand, even if I don't eat, I am not going to die. So I can have mastery over my tongue. And when we observe Ekadashi Vratam, don't watch TV, don't watch cell phone, don't watch YouTube videos. So it will help you to gain mastery over your eyes and ears. And any Vratam, Shastra will say, okay, you do not have physical comfort, sleep in hot floor, mastery over your skin. So if you observe just one Vratam, it helps you to get mastery over all of your senses. 4 months, Shastra says, okay, don't eat each things in each month. Helps you to get mastery over your food. But mastery over your food is the most important thing that is going to affect all of your senses. Yadannena dirohati, yad annena dirohati. Purusha Suktam says Bhagavan has created all these beings and he has tied all these beings with anna. In fact, it is the food that is going to dictate your state of mind. எல்லாரும் நாக்குக்கு அடிமையா அதெல்லாம் ஓவர் கம் பண்றதுக்கு தான் அவ்வளவு விரதங்கள். தூங்கியே ஆகணும். ஏகாதசி அன்னைக்கு தூங்காதப்பா, வைகுண்ட ஏகாதசி அன்னைக்கு தூங்காத, சிவராத்திரி அன்னைக்கு தூங்காத, நான் மந்திர தீட்சை எடுத்துக்கிறேன்னா முதல் நாள் தூங்காத. மைண்ட் கண்ட்ரோல்னா do japa, that helps you to channelize things. So all the yajna, dana, tapa, japa, etc., they all give phalam through regulation of mind, chitta nirodhataha. They all give phalam through the regulation of your mind. And what is the phalam of regulation of your mind? Moksha. Yes, Krishna. More about this we'll see in the next class. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavadishyate